Hey guys, so in this video I thought I would show the process behind cleaning out my hamster cage and adding in new bedding. So for Mittens, we're going to be giving her some new hamster safe wood chips, which are like a better version of sawdust for hamsters, and it helps with their respiratory system because sawdust, as we all know, is very dusty and it's not recommended for small animals. So I thought I would show those off as well, and also the items that we got in the previous video we are going to add into her cage as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I start out by taking all of Mittens' toys and cage accessories. I get her sandbox with a ball and I sift the sand into a colander scoop to separate the grains of sand from the clumps and anything that shouldn't be in the litter box. It's very therapeutic for me, so I take great pride in the job. It's very funny, when Mittens has been making her bed, she chewed up a bunch of newspaper but left a perfect cutout of Prince Harry, so we kept that for later. I have a dustpan and brush primarily for animal cleaning, and I start to scoop up masses of the bedding. Then I grab one side of the newspaper and start to roll it up with the bedding inside, so it's quicker and quite a fun way to pick it all up. Then I use a dustpan and brush to clear up anything that's left in the bottom of her enclosure. You can see me scooping up the brown bedding. Instead of putting this in the bin, I put it in a separate cage that Mittens is currently staying in while I clean her proper enclosure so she can have it to dig in and play in. And the bedding that I didn't collect, I just pushed a plastic partition in the back side of the enclosure and scooped up the rest of the bedding with the dustpan and brush. After cleaning out the bedding, I use a non-bleach multi-surface cleaner, blue roll and an old paintbrush. I start to spray the floor of her enclosure and clean the glass with blue roll. I move the camera and slow down the time-lapse so you can see what I do with the paintbrush. I use the paintbrush to clean out the corners and the sawdust and the clump bedding and the sand. It's really effective. I use both sides to help guide out the corners, and I go to clean the other side of the floor and give the bedside walls a clean too. Newspaper sheets fit more or less perfectly at the bottom of her enclosure, so I just lay a few on the bottom to cover the entire base. Then I get the ladder, one of the accessories we bought her, and I see two clips on either side of the ladder, so I spend some time trying to attach it to the metal bars of the Detolf. It makes it pretty tight, so hopefully it will keep the wood chips and the bedding separate. Next I get the aspen shavings and start to pull out a generous amount to fill in the side of the cage before the wooden separation, and I spread it out along the cage. I changed the camera here to give a better view of the side of the cage which Nora used to sleep in, hoping Mittens will use it too. We also brought some lavender scented bedding. I start by pulling it off in large clumps and chucking it into the bedding section. It's really soft and really fluffy, and it smells really nice. Hoping it will help her to stay calm as Mittens seems to have high anxiety, hoping it will help her settle down even more. We also have some shredded paper we got in an Easter sale which we use as some tidy bedding too. I spread it out between the plastic and the wooden ladder. Now we've added all the bedding to her enclosure, it's time to add all her accessories back. I start with the cast enclosure gifted by a member of my lovely Twitch community. Some of the sides need reattaching, so I tried to push them back into place. Then you can see me crouch on the floor to give her wheel a clean, as Mittens loves her wheel a lot. I place it back on the bar so it's technically upside down and make sure it's not touching the side of her cage nor the castle. I also got a bit of footage of Mittens in their spare cage. I use this cage now to put my hamsters in while I'm cleaning them out. Back to the cleaning, I cleaned and placed her litter box back in the corner of her cage. I got a sheet of newspaper and folded it roughly to the sides of the base and pressed it in. Then I put the filtered sand in and put the lid back on top. Next, I go to grab her mushroom house that we bought her and I put it in the corner of her cage near the plastic partition, and I leave the cute cushion in there too. I also grabbed the matching water bottle stand and the bottle that came with it. I get the idea to stuff some blue roll in it to keep it more stable, and place it parallel to the mushroom house in case she gets thirsty when she sleeps. I lodge her basket of chew toys between the castle and the wooden ladder fence so she can reach it easily. I also get the ceramic hidey house from the Hope's Healthy Treats mystery box and place it in the bedding so it's almost like a shelter in the bedding if she wants somewhere to sleep. I put the ladders back in the enclosure, one for her castle and one so she can get over the fence. I also placed her driftwood back in the cage, but I took some time trying to figure out where to place it. And then I check in the rest of her colourful toys. Finally, I put the food bowl in and I fill it with some hamster food. Then I scatter some mealworms in the paper bedding around her food bowl, giving her the opportunity to forage, then placing her bedding capsule and a bunch of twigs in her cage. Now Mittens is finally ready to go back into her enclosure. Not normally like me to have my hair up like this. I normally have my hair down, but I think she really enjoys it. She's honestly one to kind of explore, dig, get herself into the smallest of spaces. Honestly, it's incredible what how much joy she brings me. Really, oh my gosh, I can't. But no, thank you guys so much for what. You know what? I'm taking my hair out. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed cleaning out her cage and kind of organizing it. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you would like more content like this, feel free to let me know. And of course, I will see you in the next video, or